Loretta Lynn, hauntings and psychic abilities. Imagine owning an entire town and inheriting its restless spirits. Country legend. Loretta Lynn did just that, buying Hurricane Mills, only to find that she didn't just move in, she moved in with ghosts. From soldiers tugging at your boots, to a woman in white drifting on the balcony. This is the chilling, true story of Loretta Lynn's haunted home. Loretta Lynn, born Loretta Webb in 1932 in Butcher Hollow, Kentucky, rose from coal miner's daughter to country music royalty. With chart-topping hits, a best-selling autobiography, and a place in the Grand Ole Opry, she became one of the most beloved voices in American music. In the 1960s, she and her husband, Dew Lynn, bought a historic plantation in Hurricane Mills, Tennessee. Along with the house, they became the owners of the entire town. But the mansion they moved into carried a far older, darker history. Soon after moving in, Loretta began experiencing things she couldn't explain. She saw a sorrowful woman in white standing silently on the upstairs balcony. Her children, too, had encounters. One son woke to two Civil War soldiers standing at his bedside. Another felt a soldier tugging at his boots in the middle of the night, as if trying to pull them off. Guests and staff reported eerie footsteps, cold spots, and pictures that would fall or shift without reason. One tour guide swore she was shoved down the staircase by an unseen force after touching a frame on the wall. Hurricane Mills wasn't just a picturesque southern home. It was a battlefield. During the Civil War, the plantation became a temporary hospital. Soldiers fought and died on its grounds, and artifacts from the era, like cannonballs and uniforms, were unearthed over the years. The spirits tied to this blood-soaked soil seemed unwilling to leave, and the Lynn family lived among them. But the hauntings weren't just history, they touched Loretta's family directly. In 1984, her son Jack Benny Lynn was tragically killed on the property. While riding his horse across the ranch, he was thrown from the saddle and landed in a shallow pond. Unable to free himself, he drowned. Loretta always believed her mother had foreseen his death, a chilling premonition that only deepened her conviction that the spirit world was entwined with her own. Loretta's connection to the supernatural went beyond her haunted house. She inherited psychic abilities from her mother, Clara, who once foretold the drowning death of Jack. And Loretta herself carried those same gifts, especially through dreams. As she once admitted, "Spirits don't scare me, but my dreams do." To Loretta, bad dreams were far more terrifying than any ghost, because when she dreamed of tragedy, it almost always came true. One of the most haunting examples was the night she awoke in tears after dreaming of her father lying in a coffin. Just hours later, a neighbor knocked on her door with a message. Her father had died that very morning. When she finally saw his body, he was dressed in the very suit, in the very coffin that she had described in her dream. To Loretta, it was undeniable proof that her visions were not imagination. They were a window into fate. Her psychic connection didn't stop with dreams. Loretta held séances at Hurricane Mills, where tables rattled, spirits identified themselves, and one entity, an angry man named Anderson, sent a table crashing violently to the floor. For Loretta, the veil between the living and the dead was never far away. Loretta Lynn may have been a music legend, but her life was shadowed by spirits, soldiers, and visions from the other side. Her haunted ranch remains one of the most famous ghostly landmarks in Tennessee. And even after Loretta's passing in 2022, visitors still claim to hear footsteps in the hallways, see shadows moving through empty rooms, and feel the presence of unseen watchers at Hurricane Mills. Her voice may live on forever in country music history, but the spirits tied to her home have never left. But the question is, what happens when a ghost doesn't haunt your home and climbs into your bed? That's the story of pop star Kesha, and it's waiting for you in our next episode, so be sure to subscribe, like, and hit that notification bell so you won't miss a beat here on Mystic Podcast Cruise.